Dave Simon and his co-hosts are completing the remaining finishing touches for tonight's episode. If you are watching the replay, you can skip to the 4-minute and 54-second mark to get to Dave's intro. While you are waiting, watching live, take a look at the news and articles about pro wrestling and MMA from The Authority, the Ringside Report Network. Our website is at ringsidereport.net. That's ringsidereport.net.
Please wait. Hold on. Keep waiting. Almost done. 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 Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Please wait. Hold on. Keep waiting. Almost done. 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 Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Subscriber.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Welcome to today's broadcast from the Ringside Report Network. We are a viewer and listener-supported creative team. We would really appreciate it if you became a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. While you are waiting, watching live, take a look at the news and articles about pro wrestling and MMA, and while there, check out our exclusive merch, including great jiu-jitsu gear from the Ringside Report Network. Our website is at ringsidereport.net. It's ringsidereport.net.
Subscriber is speaking at the moment.
Oh,
It's Wrestling Uncensored. Tonight on the show, Cody Rhodes back on SmackDown. We've got news for Wrestlepalooza, and WrestleMania is going to Saudi Arabia. First Hank Hill, Peggy Hill, now WrestleMania going to Saudi Arabia. Johnny North is with me in Canada. I'm also in Canada. Hello?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to Saudi Arabia anytime soon. And let's clarify it for anyone that's thinking it's not next year's WrestleMania, it's the year afterwards. Next year's WrestleMania is going to believe like they're repeating in Vegas, right? And then it's going Saudi Arabia the year after. 43 WrestleMania will be in Saudi Arabia.
Indeed. WrestleMania 43 2027 will be in Saudi Arabia. And they're promising a mega show. What will this mean? What kind of show will we expect? And will it be the only WrestleMania in 2027, or will the WWE actually hold a second WrestleMania in the United States?
You think so? I think it's just going to be one. I mean, the fact that they're building this up already, like 2 years out, I definitely think this is all you're going to get. And Saudi Arabia has been wanting this. They wanted a WrestleMania. They wanted their own WrestleMania, and they pretty much got it. And they bought and paid for it because apparently this is like the biggest purchase ever for a WWE event ever. They're going to be happy with the money they're making for sure.
Yeah, they're spending a lot of money. The Saudi government, kingdom, whatever, whoever it is, Turkey al-Shiki, that guy who seems to run all of combat sports now, tells Dana White what to do. Dana, go get me Coca-Cola. Dana, go get me this. He's probably doing the same thing to Triple H. Who knows what he's doing to Triple H? But they're buying WrestleMania. They have, sold WrestleMania to the highest bidder, the Saudi government. And it seems like all of combat sports is being sold to the Saudi government. Yeah. And obviously we've talked about it at length, the human rights abuses in Saudi Arabia and all the things that they do to people, and policies over there that just don't quite seem correct for a lot of people, women, all sorts of marginalized groups, homosexuals, whatever. It's not a great journalist. There's a lot of things that the Saudi Arabian government, kingdom, royal family is involved in. That's not nice. 9/11 was yesterday, by the way. It was September 11th yesterday. Just saying, everybody that did that was from Saudi Arabia. So there's that too. And whatever, but they have lots and lots of money. So who cares about what, is behind that money? There's lots of money that they're willing to pour into TKO and all their endeavors, be it the UFC, be it boxing, or the WWE. They want all of that stuff to make themselves look great because they have people like Bianca Belair in Saudi Arabia saying, it's really great what we're doing for women in Saudi Arabia, and we, it feels like we're doing the best things for women. What was the exact quote from Bianca today? It was a little wacky. I can tell you here in a second. Bianca says she sees Saudi Arabia evolving each time she goes there, and she's proud to be part of the progress and change happening. I wonder what kind of gear she'll be allowed to wear when she wrestles in Saudi Arabia at WrestleMania. Probably not her regular gear that she'd wear at an American WrestleMania. And I would say that would be the case for all of the women.
It goes to show, though, if they pay you millions, you'll wear what they tell you to wear.
Yeah.
You'll be happy with it, too, and you put a smile on it, and you'll spread propaganda that it's great for everybody.
Yeah. It's not great news. WrestleMania going to Saudi Arabia in 2027. I just, that's just kind of the world that we're living in right now, where money is the most important thing. If you have money, it doesn't really matter what you do. People are willing to take your money and ignore the other side. And that's what the WWE is doing. And the word is they're trying to make this like a crazy card with all sorts of stars. What is that noise? Is that coming from you or me? What is that?
I don't hear any noise. I don't know what you're talking about exactly.
Oh.
You got to explain to me this noise exactly. I mean,
I don't know.
I think I did lose a bit of hearing after Monday when we watched the Deftones live. That was pretty awesome. But
yeah.
Besides that, hearing-wise is okay, I think.
We'll talk about that. I want to talk about the show, John. It was your first like big indoor rock concert. So
yeah, Bell Center is quite awesome for that. I have to say that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit, John. I want to stick on Saudi, but we'll get to that. I want to talk about the Deftones and how amazing they were on Monday. But I want to stick to the business at hand for now. Saudi Arabia, they're looking to make some sort of nuts mania with all sorts of superstars because they're willing to pay anybody and everybody to come out of retirement to do matches. So John Cena, who's been to Saudi many times, who's supposedly doing his last run, could wrestle at this Mania. Same for, The Rock, Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. I mean, all the names that they're throwing out there. They're going to put, there are matches that they want, apparently, the Saudi people that are paying for this. And they don't really care that the guys in those matches would be very, very old and not in wrestling shape. They don't care. I don't think they really understand what that means. They just, want to see the big matches. It may be the weirdest, worst WrestleMania of all time, and I'm kind of excited about it for that reason. Like, this may be Botch-A-Mania. Like, for real. The whole show. I mean, if Shawn Michaels is meant to wrestle like Steve Austin or something, whatever, it's going to be awful. This may be the worst WrestleMania of all time. The Saudi shows, to begin with, are not great. You're going to bring in a bunch of old guys who are not in wrestling shape, which is not going to be good. It's not going to look good. And it's probably going to be outdoors, I'm guessing, because they're going to want to pack a bunch of people for this thing. It's WrestleMania. Supposedly WrestleMania. Saudi Mania. I don't know. So it's going to be very hot. Like, very hot. So you're going to have extreme heat mixed with 60-year-old men trying to wrestle in front of 60 to 100,000 people. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be as good as the Saudi government thinks it's going to be. I know you're hyped for it, John. I mean, could you imagine another Undertaker match? It's going to be a total debacle.
Well, I just wonder, like, we hear the names. They want to bring back The Rock. They want to bring back Stone Cold Steve Austin. Shawn Michaels, like you said. I think they want Triple H, so they're not going to get Triple H because Triple H can't wrestle due to his condition, so that's not going to happen. I mean, maybe he can make an appearance, whatever. Maybe interfere in Sean's match, help him win or something, but that's about it. But I mean, I think that's awesome if they can get Austin and The Rock. Like, I'd love to see whatever they do on the show. Taker, I think just short and simple. Like, that was the way it should have been for his last few matches until they're like, oh, let's do more stuff. And then that Goldberg match happened. And it's like, yep, that's what happens when you don't just make it simple.
Mm-hmm.
Taker's just got to go in there and destroy people. That's all he's got to do. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, imagine if they do Undertaker and Brock again. I could see it happen.
Oof. Brock and Cena is going to be ugly enough next week.
Brock looked pretty fantastic tonight, I thought. Like, on SmackDown, like, in terms of, like, physique, he looks amazing.
He looked huge next to R-Truth. Truth is not a small guy. Brock looked so big.
I mean, he's going to dwarf... Cena's going to look very small against Brock.
That promo was not good, though. The promo tonight on SmackDown with Brock Lesnar and R-Truth took way too long. Way too long. He's like, who are you? What's your name? He's like, I'm R-Truth. And then they repeated that for like 5 minutes before Brock finally hit the F5. I'm like, could we skip to the F5 already? Brock Lesnar's like, I want John Cena. Where's John Cena? Truth's like, I don't know. Brock's like, you're Cena's younger brother? That's right. Ron Cena. And he's like, okay, so that means Cena's your older brother. That's right. It's like, okay, but your brother from another mother. That's right. It's like, okay, how many questions do you really have about this stupid thing, Brock? Can we move on to the F5? Is Cena even here? Turns out he wasn't. Brock's like, I'm looking for Cena. It's like, well, you should check the calendar because he's only got like 4 dates left, and Norfolk, Virginia on a SmackDown wasn't one of them, Brock. But apparently Brock's not very aware of the surroundings because he doesn't even know who R-Truth is, who I'm sure he's seen before. But he's like, who are you? I don't know you. It's like, what? It was dumb. Brock was trying to be funny. And like he didn't know when the joke was over. The joke just kept going and going, and it just wasn't funny anymore. And he just needed to hit the F5. He finally did it, got out of there, and that was it. It was a dud promo. Really not good. Not good at all. Like, there was a moment where they had something, and then they should have just hit the F5. But then they just kept going and going and going. And they just kept repeating themselves, and it was just not funny. They were beating a dead horse. Terrible.
I wouldn't disagree with you. They got lost in that promo, and it felt like they're just kind of goofing off a little bit, it felt like. But with Brock, you can take liberties, and it's kind of him taking liberties with that promo, just doing whatever he wanted with that. And, oh, well, if he screws up a line, he'll just redo it again, and eventually they'll get to the ending. They knew how to get to the ending, and if anything, they just went from bad to worse when Brock, like, ripped his pants, too, and just, like, laughed about it at the end. So it's like, this is all just stupid WWE humor in the end.
Yeah. Leor in the chat says that Brock promo felt like an SNL skit. Yeah, one of those SNL skits that just kind of goes nowhere. Once in a while, they'll hit one. But I will watch an episode of Saturday Night Live once every, I'd say 5 to 8 years. I'll watch one episode because the host will be somebody I want to see. And when I watch it, I go, well, that was funny. And then there's like 3 skits afterwards where it's like, what was that? And then there'll be another one that's pretty good. And then, you know, they'll have maybe 2 out of 10 or something that'll be like, yeah, that was all right. I like that. But everything else on the show, I go, I don't know. I think I saw when Shane Gillis hosted and that was good. I like that one. He had some good skits on that. I like him. I think maybe I saw him when he did Did he do it twice, maybe? Or maybe just once. I think it was just once. I only saw it once. I like him. He's a funny guy. I don't like a lot of people he hangs out with, but I like him and his podcast. So, Brock Lesnar, not funny. Not a Shane Gillis funny guy. I've never heard Brock's Trump impression, but I'm sure it sucks. Lior, though, making a good point. He says, does this mean WrestleMania in the afternoon? Wahoo. That's true. Probably afternoon mania in 2027, right? Saudi? It's a positive.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be an extremely long WrestleMania. Because imagine, they have requests, and there's the people they want to get on WrestleMania. I mean,
Is
5,
it 2
6
nights?
hours. Well, that's another good question. Is it 2 nights? Did they say that it's going to be 2 nights?
They didn't say anything. They just said WrestleMania in 2027 will be in Saudi. They didn't say the date.
Right.
So we have no idea. No idea.
I'd imagine it needs to be 2 nights.
Unless they're doing a
ridiculous.
second Mania in America. Like real Mania. This will be like a
Like
pretend
real.
Mania. You know what I mean? Like a show Mania.
No. Because it already has the caption, WrestleMania 43. Like, you can say whatever, it's not a real one. Like, they say this is WrestleMania. They bought it, so it's impossible. It's over.
Who says WrestleMania 44 can't be, 6 months later in the same year?
Like, I know New Orleans had WrestleMania a couple of times, but it's kind of a bummer for them. They lost it now again, thanks to Saudi Arabia. And, I mean, the UK, I mean, they've been battling for that, and they've been teasing. How many years did Cena tease that, they should bring WrestleMania to the UK?
Yeah.
And it's not happening.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I'd be very upset if I was a fan of the UK, waiting for it, asking for it. They've been teasing it, and then they go to Saudi Arabia instead.
Yeah.
I'd be livid.
I would be mad too because, like, they're clearly willing to do WrestleMania in the afternoon for the right price.
That's it.
Like, the whole thing was, well, it's a night show. We don't want to do it in the afternoon, blah, blah, blah. That was the big thing. Time zone, it's different. We'd have to run it early. But they're doing it now. I think you're 100% right. British wrestling fans have been more passionate for a lot longer than Saudi wrestling fans. The Saudi wrestling fans seem manufactured. It doesn't even seem like it's real. It seems like they're all just kind of paid to be there. It's like an odd vibe. It's like
thinking the WCW show?
98% men, too.
No, well, I don't know
Which
if
is
that's
a
fair
weird
to
vibe.
say. Like, I mean, there's a lot of little kids there, too.
Okay, 98% male.
Fine. But, I mean, there's a ton of children. And
They don't seem to let a lot of girls go to that show, man. Or maybe they don't want to. They just don't want to. It's just, there's a few of them there. I mean, you see a few, you're like, oh, is that, I think, but like, it's hard. It's like, where's Waldo? Oh, there's a girl. There's one woman in the front row. Oh, she works for Netflix. Okay. Doesn't count.
Well, if you notice when Punk lost to Cena, he went up to 2 women in the front row, and there's security blocking people that you couldn't get to them. Like only they could get to Punk, and the fans couldn't get to where they were having access. So like they were special people. So I mean, there might be few women there, but there still are some, and some that clearly had special privileges because they had it where no one else did.
I don't know how it works. I don't know the inner workings. I don't really want to know. That's another thing that bothers me about this whole thing. It's like, then I have to learn about the bad stuff that Saudi Arabia is doing, and it's just like, I just want to watch wrestling, man. Just do it in Dallas, Texas or something where I don't have to think about it too much. Let's do it in Orlando, Florida, where...
Again, as always?
I don't know.
But,
just saying.
Do you love how like they're encouraging people from the U.S. or North America to come to Saudi Arabia? You should come here to watch WrestleMania, get the full experience.
Good luck.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would be uncomfortable.
I'll tell you, I know people that go to WrestleMania almost every year. They're not going to go. Like, a lot of the crowd and the build around WrestleMania, the WrestleMania week, are like all the indie shows around WrestleMania, right?
It's how it usually is, yes.
That's done for that year. That's not happening. It's not happening.
Oh, no, it'll happen,
no,
but in its own little way.
In WWE's they'll have a AAA show and an NXT show, and that'll be it. They're not going to, like, Josh Barnett, right. Bloodsport is not going to happen WrestleMania weekend 2027. It will not. Not in Saudi.
Not in Saudi, no.
Come on, bro. Like, none of that stuff will happen with WrestleMania. And, like, the main reason why any of that is able to happen, all those indie shows that kind of piggyback on WrestleMania, is because they're piggybacking on WrestleMania. And they're not going to go to Saudi, so they're not going to do those shows. And a lot of the people that travel to WrestleMania, a lot of them travel for those indie shows and also, you know, buy a ticket in the nosebleeds for WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania and they're there. But this is not that. So, you know, mission accomplished, killing more indie wrestling business, WWE. Good for you. But, you know, I'm sure a lot of indie promoters are going, wow, fuck. Right? Wrestlers, you know, like a lot of people converge on the city that hosts WrestleMania week, for a variety of wrestling meet and greets, fan access things, you know, WrestleCons, whatever. None of that's going to happen in Saudi Arabia. None of it. So, I mean, people aren't going to travel. Like, people from Canada and the U.S., they're not going to travel to this WrestleMania like they do to ones in the States. You know how much further it is? You know how much more expensive it is? Ticket prices are going to be nuts unless they're free. You know, like, I don't know. I mean, the Saudi government could probably afford to just give the tickets away. Come to Saudi Arabia. We're going to have free hotels. Just pay for your flight. You get free ticket, free hotel to WrestleMania. Or, like, you know, it's $100 for a ringside seat. Like, they could afford to do that. They don't need to make a profit. If they really want to bring people in, you sell the tickets for nothing. I mean, you charge something, but, like, it's the cheapest Mania in the past 10 years. You know what I mean? It's so cheap for the tickets that people will... And you make them only available to people outside of Saudi Arabia for the first, like, I don't know, 3 months.
Well, we're not thinking big picture here. Like, we're only thinking WrestleMania, oh, it's probably 2 nights. It's actually more when you think about it. SmackDown has to be in Saudi Arabia, right? It's on the Friday. And then Raw, usually how it goes too, like, it kind of connects. So you're getting 4 nights, at least, maybe more if you count the Hall of Fame, wherever that's going to land. So there's going to be a lot of nights where you have to book, like, pretty much like almost a whole week you're in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. And who knows what the global political situation will even be in April 2027.
It's already a scary world the way it is. So, yes, I mean, who knows what terror will come and destroy humanity some more.
I'm getting some weird
Wait and see.
feedback on your line, John. It's
I'm not
like
hearing it
weird,
myself.
Huh?
I'm not hearing it myself. I don't hear anything that's weird or different.
No, but I'm hearing it is what I'm saying. I think we're all hearing it except for you. I think that's the right? You guys are hearing that, right?
At least for me, it's good. I'm glad I'm okay at least.
Yeah, but that's you're making
no,
the
it's not great
noise
for
is
you.
what I'm saying.
I can go in and out, restart if you want.
Yeah, disconnect and come back for me. Something's off with your microphone.
Do that.
Right? Is that just me hearing that, or are other people hearing that? Can somebody tell me? Production team? Ryan and thank you, Ryan. Ryan hears it. There's something off with Johnny's mic tonight. I don't know. It's like sounds like when I'm trying to find the pay-per-view in 1994. You know. I'm not paying for it. I'm watching it scrambled. Go through those channels. Remember that one that was just all fuzzy? Why was that channel even existing, the fuzzy channel? Okay, thank you. You hear it too. Hey, Johnny's back. Hopefully, hey, Lauren hears it too. There we go. See, everybody heard it, John. Everybody heard it. Lauren heard it. Ryan heard it. The production team was hearing it. It's just you not hearing it. You still got Deftones ears, bro.
Maybe you're right about that. Possibly. But
Maybe. I think it was Chino just making sounds in your microphone. They're going to Saudi. It's a wild move. They've got Wrestlepalooza coming up. They made a few matches for that this week, including big tag team match, mixed tag, right? I mean, they are going all out for this show. I thought that they would save some stuff for the next one, but they are giving us everything on this one. They're doing Cena versus Brock. They're doing CM Punk and his wife, AJ Lee, versus Seth Rollins and his wife, Becky Lynch. Wife and husband duos going head-to-head in a mixed tag. It is official for Wrestlepalooza next Saturday. So a week from tomorrow will be the Palooza of Wrestling. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the undisputed WWE Championship, also made official tonight. Drew McIntyre beat Randy Orton in the main event of SmackDown. It's a decent match. I thought we actually had some decent wrestling on SmackDown. I thought Randy Drew was pretty good. I thought Dragon Lee and Sammy was good. And I thought Jade and Tiffy Time was pretty good too. I thought the matches on SmackDown tonight were actually decent.
I'll agree that I thought Sammy and Ray was pretty good.
Oh, yeah, Ray
I
Phoenix.
thought
Sorry, I
Jade-
called him Dragon Lee. Ray Phoenix. He's rich with animals.
Yeah, well, the size difference too. That's the big thing that stands out with those guys. The difference is there. But Tiffany and Jade, like I thought it was good. Just the finish was very lackluster, and that kind of took away a bit when that happens.
You thought the finish was bad? I thought the finish was amazing. I mean, it's a double count out, which is not great for when it's a title match. But when Tiffy goes to the top and goes for the moonsault and misses, lands on her feet, but then bam, takes a back bump, like she smacked her head on the mat. That was rough. That was a very rough landing for Tiffy. And she kind of stumbled and got speared through the barricade, and then they called for the bell for the double countout. But that bump on the moonsault miss was nasty.
I mean, if that was the finish, that would have been all right. I thought the bump through the barricade, it was actually kind of lackluster. It felt like Jade kind of like wimped out on that spear, and it kind of looked like crap actually when they went through it. And
But
like,
I
that's it.
But I think she did that because Tiffy was maybe a little out of it after the bump she just took, because she had to take that terrible bump and then get up and get speared through the barricade. And I felt like Jade was taking care of her a little bit, going like, you know, if I spear the shit out of her here, I might give her a really bad concussion, considering she may already be concussed from what just happened. I think Jade was just being nice, which I appreciate. I think she was just taking care of Tiffy. You don't have to kill her on the spear. Like, if she's already a little, you know what I mean? Like, if she's banged up, put her through the thing and get out of the match safely. because that bump was like she landed on her head, like not on her head, but she fell back and smacked the back of her head on the mat. It was hard.
I'm not going to disagree with that. Just again, that's the finish was through the barricade. So, and that wasn't the best part of the match.
Yeah, but it just, I don't know. It was a hard-hitting match. It was pretty good.
It was
Jade hitting
better.
the fall away slam, and then the kip up right after. I was like, God damn, athleticism, pal.
It felt like they had better chemistry than they did with their SummerSlam match, no doubt. Like it was definitely better. Just again, when you have that kind of finish, just it takes a little bit of air out of the room. I find when stuff like that happens. Like,
Nia Jax came in afterwards and attacked both of them. Do we see a triple threat next week on SmackDown, or perhaps added to Wrestlepalooza? Wrestlepalooza currently has 5 matches. Do they add a 6th? There's only one women's match on the show. There's a mixed tag, but Io and Stephanie Vacque will wrestle for the vacant women's world title. I'd like to see Nia, Tiffy, and Jade added to Wrestlepalooza in a triple threat for the belt. I want to see that.
It'd be nice, but they usually do, 5-6 matches? I don't know about this.
6. They add 1, it's 6.
Yeah, but when's the next PLE? It's like the first week of October or something like that?
Is it that soon?
They have to go to Australia? Yeah, they got to go to Australia soon, don't they?
Well, Crown Jewel, October 11th. So.
Okay, I mean, still a little bit of time, but still, like, it comes up pretty quick.
3 weeks.
So
they have 3 weeks to build that thing.
I wouldn't be surprised they're already building some matches for it. I mean, they should, actually, when you have PLE so close together.
That's in Australia. It's interesting.
They're ready for 6 a.m. start time.
Forget that. Got to figure Rhea Ripley takes on the winner of Io and Stephanie for the belt in Australia and possibly wins, right?
Possibly. It feels like maybe they'll do a tag or something, because the whole thing with Asuka and like Io and Rhea, now Nikki Bella's involved, so I can see a big tag.
Asuka's whole gimmick of like the whole story with Io, how she doesn't want Io talking to any of the other women on the roster for some reason. And Kyrie is kind of like, I'm sorry about Asuka, Io. And then like Asuka's like, come Kyrie, come with me. And like Kyrie is scared of Asuka or whatever. It's just awkward as hell. It's not good. Whenever I see them do that stuff on Raw, I go, this. It's just weird. What's Asuka's deal? Is Asuka in a what kind of relationship is it with Io? You know what I mean? Like what? Why isn't Asuka letting Io talk to like Nikki Bella or Rhea Ripley? Why can't they have conversations backstage? What is this weird thing? And why is Io like? I guess because they have like history, and so Io has to listen to Asuka, and that's why Io's doing it. But like, it's weird, and Asuka's delivery on it is weird. I like Asuka a lot, but I don't like this.
Yeah, it's bad television. It's really bad television. Like watching this kind of stuff, it's kind of embarrassing to be a wrestling fan, to be honest. Watching that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's that bad. It really is that bad, that awkward. The story is dumb. The execution is bad. It's been not good. What'd you think of AJ's promo with Becky and Seth and all that on Raw? Like, AJ, I don't know. Like, everybody's very excited about AJ Lee, and the more I see her, I'm like, yeah, all right. The promo was long and very, I don't know. She just seems really impressed with herself, and I'm just like, when she said, "I'm your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler," I'm like, "You're not Bret Hart's favorite wrestler. What the hell are you talking about?" I was like, "What? Whose favorite? Who says AJ Lee is their favorite wrestler? Who? Who? I mean, I have never met anyone who's ever said that."
I mean, she was accurate when she was talking about millennial parents. I'm sure, like, your kids have never seen her before, so it was kind of a new thing for them. So that's a big thing, right?
Yeah, but she was like, "That's why your millennial parents are so excited," and I'm like, "I wasn't that excited, AJ." I was like, "Oh yeah, seems like they were teasing this quite a bit, so here she is." And then she just pranced around the ring, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about the skipping." And then Punk is all like, "Oh, gee golly, look at my wife. Isn't she great?" And I'm like, "She's okay. I don't know. She's just kind of skipping around right now."
Well, and apparently you can't really bash her, right? Because she did the whole, like, mental health speech. So if you bash her, then you're bashing mental health, which I'm surprised
I don't
they
think
did
so.
the whole Becky. Well, they did the whole Becky AJ thing, and they kind of made sure that Becky didn't really bash that part. Like, she kind of put herself down and made herself look stupid, actually. Like, she played into the whole therapy thing, the whole chanting, when the fans were chanting it. So
Yeah.
she played into it a bit.
Becky did come out right away and go, "Are you all insane?" And I was like, they were like cheering for AJ, and she was like, "I'm the greatest. Are you all insane?" And I was like, maybe you don't say that right after AJ talked about all the therapy she needed. Don't say she's insane. But whatever. It was, I don't know. It didn't feel like a very strong babyface promo, despite the fact that the crowd was like into it. But it was a very comfortable Milwaukee. Punk lived in Milwaukee when he was training to be a UFC fighter. It's close to Chicago. Like, it's a very welcoming audience. I just wonder how it'll go moving forward in front of different audiences. And just a lot of stuff in the promo, I went like, what? What are you saying? I wasn't really, like, I wasn't entertained by it.
Right.
I don't know. It didn't do much for me. I was more entertained when Becky came out, because Becky was like fun and like trying to put on a show. AJ's just like, "Oh, Becky, you got a shiner. Sorry about that." And it's like, okay. I don't know. Like, her style of promo is very outdated.
Lame.
I think. It's just, it worked back when she was cutting promos on like the Bella Twins and whoever else was there at the time, but it's a different time. It's different. And when Becky comes out and she starts talking, I go, "Yeah, Becky's really good, eh? Becky's great." So, and that's not just me saying it. That's Sports Illustrated saying it. That's, like, I mean, she's doing that every time, and it's funny every time. And the crowd, it's just so good. She's so good. So, yeah. AJ and Punk versus Seth and Becky next week at Wrestlepalooza. I mean, people are excited about AJ. I don't want to, rain on anybody's AJ Lee parade. I just think in a month or two, people are going to go, "Is that it?" I'm already there, but I think people are going to go, "Yeah, this is all we got here."
I think they're going slow and steady at first, because apparently she signed like a multi-year deal. So this is just the slow beginning of this. We're going to see this for a while. There might be many matches of this. Like, we're getting mixed tag. Might get quite a few. She's definitely going to wrestle Becky for the IC title at one point.
Yeah. Well, she stole the belt, right? So.
And that was probably the worst part, I thought, of that promo. When they were like, give it back to me, like you touched it and all this. Like when they started going back and forth on that, I'm like, yeah, this is bad. Now we're going to the bad WWE comedy and back and forth like this. This is horrendous to watch.
Yep. Yeah, not great. Not great.
Yeah, SmackDown was better than Raw this week. Fair to say.
SmackDown was definitely better than Raw this week. SmackDown was not terrible. Not the best show, but, Cody Rhodes came back. We haven't seen Cody Rhodes since SmackDown was here in Montreal. It's been a while.
Out of film movie.
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter movie.
He's back, and he will wrestle Drew at WrestlePalooza for the title. It's a big card they have next week. Cena, Brock, Cody, Drew, Punk, and AJ Lee's return match versus Seth and Becky. The Usos will be wrestling Division, the Bronson and Braun, and Io against Stephanie Vaquet. It's a good one. It's solid. Top to bottom, it's good. I like it. Big stars, big matches.
It was so awkward, though. Like, they said, they're going to do the Io and Stephanie, like, contract signing, and then they're like, they had to cancel it because Stephanie couldn't make it for whatever reason that they couldn't announce. But the match is still happening. Why did they have to have that happen? Like, if they didn't air that segment, I wouldn't have known the difference, really. I wasn't paying attention that they were doing a contract signing. And I'm sure, like, they could just throw that, away and no one would have really cared except some people. But for the most part, that was more awkward that you aired that segment than, like, not doing anything.
Fill in time. Of course, Stephanie Vaquet could not be at Raw because she was traveling to Saudi Arabia to be at this big press conference that they had to announce WrestleMania. WWE's got a show going on right now, don't they? Well, AAA does, but, Is that right?
I think
now?
Triple H is there. Shawn Michaels, Undertaker apparently now is the big, like, extra honcho now in WWE. Apparently he's at all the big shows now.
Why?
Welcome.
It seems like he's like a big part of the staff now. It looks like. You notice that he's got his own show. Like, he's got a WWE official podcast now.
Yeah, he's like, he works for them kind of backstage-ish now too, right?
Huh. Well, I think they're really just taking advantage of the fact that he signed like a 10-year contract, right? Well, put him to work. And that's what they're doing.
Wow. There's a lot going on. Harold Schneider dropping 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Harold. Very nice. It's a holiday season, I guess. I don't know. Great.
You can hear it.
You hear the cheers. That's because Harold Schneider keeps gifting memberships, and we're getting new members. CSL Lorne, welcome. Jason Sills, welcome. Silent by Deadly, welcome. Franco316, Ryan Katz, all receiving gifted memberships by Harold Schneider. Woo! Congratulations.
Pretty good.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for supporting the Ringside Report Network over at join.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website, ringsidereport.net. There's so much going on the site. If you like this show, you will love our site. MMA news, insights, pro wrestling news, history, all sorts of things going on our website. Of course, the videos from the shows, breakdowns of the shows, everything on our website, ringsidereport.net. Go there, check it out, support the channel. Membership.ringsidereport.net and join.ringsidereport.net to support like Harold just did. I love it. Johnny, WrestlePalooza goes down next week. Cody is back. He will definitely retain the title. What? Like, how long does this Drew thing go with Cody? And like, what is the? Does he wrestle Cody? Does he wrestle Drew again at Crown Jewel? Like, what's the long plan here for Cody? It seems like he's done the Cena thing, and now he's back to regular, like the Drew thing doesn't seem like a real threat. Like, what's the big one? What's the big match for Cody that we're gearing up for? He's the world champion. He's the top guy. It feels like I thought maybe they'd revisit the Roman thing, maybe turn Cody heel with a babyface Roman, do that, but it seems like Roman, he got taken out by the Vision. I feel like they're building Roman versus Seth for the world title, which then leaves us with Cody, and you go, okay, well, who's Cody's big matchup? What's the, like, say, looking all the way down the road? He won the belt back at SummerSlam. Does he hold it to the Rumble? Does he hold it to Mania? Who are the guys that could potentially take it from Cody? Like, what's the path here with Cody Rhodes? Because I don't see it. Like, it's not Drew. It doesn't end with Drew. Like, we've been down the Randy road. Like, what can you do with this guy as the babyface world champion? Who's left?
I mean, the big story with Cody was with The Rock. So that match, I think, needs to happen. And if it can happen, then you need something that's closely associated. Roman would be good, because there's obviously a lot of history. They've had 2 WrestleMania matches.
Mm-hmm.
Have the third one.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a lot of sense to me, but
wait
and see.
Is that a babyface match? Because it doesn't seem like they want to turn Cody heel. At times it felt like he was getting some negative reactions, and maybe they might turn him heel. But they had that opportunity with the John Cena thing going into Mania. And they chose to turn Cena heel, which clearly wasn't well thought out, because they flipped it kind of out of nowhere, and Cena was like, forget about all that. I'm regular Cena again. So, like, they had to turn somebody heel. They had The Rock with this weird angle, and they're like, Cena, I guess? So, they didn't want to turn Cody then, even though they could have. Had him be The Rock's champion, sold his soul, and just, evil Cody. But instead, we had a brief evil Cena run, which was weird, especially the way it ended. It didn't seem well planned or thought out, despite what Triple H wants you to believe on that Untold show or whatever it's called, Unreal. It wasn't well thought out. It wasn't planned. And the ending of it was very weak and vague. And then you just have Cody here as the babyface again, which he's been already. He's had like a couple tours around the merry-go-round. And like you said, okay, The Rock, Roman, like how many times are we going to do Cody Roman at WrestleMania? Because if they do it again, it's the third one, which is a lot. I just don't know, Is it Braun Breaker eventually? It seems too rushed to do it in the next, 6 months? When's Mania? About 6 months?
A little bit more, I think. I mean, it's usually what? Well, it's supposed to be April. I mean, sometimes it lands in March, right?
Yeah, but that's like roughly 6 months away. 6.5. So, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
Royal Rumble's like 4 months away.
Well, again, that usually January, but last year was February, right? But, you're not too wrong about that. It's close. Yeah,
like, who wins the Rumble? What?
I mean, right now, I would say Roman. He's got to be top pick.
To face Seth, though. Like, the Seth thing seems like where they're going. They have to.
They could tease it both ways. That's the thing. That it would play off so well with the whole, like, oh, you think you go with Seth, but the whole thing with Cody, too. I could see that play off so well going in to Elimination Chamber until he finally makes the decision. They can make that a big thing, that big selling point for that PLE for Elimination Chamber. Who does Roman choose? And I could see it actually being Cody, because I think that's a bigger match.
Any chance Jericho gets in the mix?
Well, Jericho could come back in the Rumble and be like the second to last eliminated, but Roman eliminates him in the end. We've seen that before with Jericho, of course, but I can see that happen.
Not Sami Zayn.
That's a great point with Sammy. Well,
So,
I don't think
Hold on a second.
we'll be mad.
I just realized something. The Rumble's in Saudi, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Holy shit!
They're taking over.
They got the Rumble 2026 and Mania 2027.
And they had an Elimination Chamber, too, before in the past.
Yeah. Crazy. I didn't realize. I was like, wait a second. Remember, we thought Sammy would win the Rumble because it's in Saudi? I just
You
remembered.
still could.
The Rumble's in Saudi. That was our pick to win the Rumble months ago. Now, I don't know. Maybe, though.
I'm not a fan of this U.S. title reign so far. Like, at least the direction of it. I don't like you start off with a no contest in your first defense. That's not great. And then you get
Cena.
a good win. Yeah, but still, but you got to come back then afterwards and beat an established star. Now, he had a great match with Rey Fenix, don't get me wrong. But that's the wrong kind of match he needed at that point. He needed to beat somebody established. Like him taking down like Drew McIntyre, that would have really helped Sammy's U.S. title reign. Then you have that match with Rey Fenix afterwards.
Rey Fenix is rich with animals, though.
I mean, let's face it, he's great, but in WWE, what has he really done? Not much. He's just been there.
But did you notice when he was talking to Sami Zayn, he was like, okay. And the last thing he said was animal.
I feel like he said this before in the past, hasn't he?
He keeps saying animal. Like that one, the original promo that he cut when he first debuted at WWE, where he said, I'm rich with animals. I am WWE Animal. And we thought, that's what was he saying? I'm rich with animals. What does that mean? Does he own a zoo? What's happening here? And that original promo has kind of continued with the whole animal thing. And he said it to kind of punctuate his little speech to Sammy. As Sammy's leaving, he's like, animal. It's like how Alex Pereira says shama at the end of sentences. I'm going to get some steak and a cheeseburger and a milkshake. Shama. Would you like to come with me? It might be a 10 to 15 minute walk. Shama. Rey Fenix is like, hey, I'm going to wrestle Sami Zayn tonight. Animal. I'm at wrestle for WWE. My brother is Panta. My boss is some guy. I don't know. Triple H-y. I don't know. I've never seen him before. Animal. It's like he punctuates everything with animal. Also, he doesn't know who his boss is. He thinks it's Tony Khan. He's confused. He asked Triple H to go to the hospital. Triple H sent him to get something to eat. Or was that Tony Khan? Or was that even real? I don't know. But given Rey Fenix's promos and the animal stuff, I think it was real. I'm going to say it was. That whole story about the miscommunication, the language barrier, where Rey Fenix said he needs to go to a hospital, and Tony Khan was like, here's some food vouchers or something, send you to a restaurant. Because he said he was hungry. I don't know. But, every time I hear Rey Fenix speak, I go, yeah, it's possible. Animal. John, what do you think about that? Animal. What do you think about punctuating sentences or promos with the word animal? I think it's weird.
Well, I think it's good that Ray has something, but I don't think it's really caught on. And like you said, it just comes off as weird and awkward. Great wrestler, again, don't get me wrong. but I don't think he's really caught on with the WWE audience. You could have great matches, but it doesn't really go anywhere if that's all you do.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. He's just there. Him and his brother are just kind of existing in the WWE right now. They don't seem to have much of a plan.
Penta's a bit on a downfall. Like, I thought Penta started off pretty strong. It felt like he was always in the mix there. He's getting involved in the main event scene too. And now he's just constantly losing. Lost the New Day, lost to Rusev on Raw. Like, it's rough for Penta. Now I guess they had him show up at When Worlds Collide. He's probably going to get a big win, but for what, the 43,000 that watch it? Like, it's not a big deal in the WWE land in terms of what's happening on Raw, SmackDown.
Penta's on Worlds Collide. I didn't even know. I had no idea what was even on that show.
No, they showed the entrances because I guess, yeah, it's going down. Like now, I think.
Yeah, I'm watching it. I have it on kind of in the background. The card for Worlds Collide in Las Vegas tonight. The Laredo Kid, Mascarita Sagrada, La Parca, and Octagon Jr. beat Latino World Order, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde, Lince Dorado, and Mini Abismo in a lucha showcase. Natalia beat Fabi Apache. Pagano and Charles Pagano and Psycho Clown wrestling Grayson Waller and Kofi Kingston right now. Really? Oh, yeah. There's Grayson Waller.
Yeah, Xavier's injured.
Oh, that sucks.
It's in the best shape of his life. Gets hurt.
He looks so jacked, too. Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez are going to take on Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana. El Hijo de Wagner Jr. will take on Dragon Lee, will take on Ethan Page and JD McDonuts in a fatal four-way for the AAA Latin American Championship. And El Hijo del Vikingo defending the AAA Mega Championship in the main event against Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Yep. Feels like a weird NXT show in Mexico. It's like NXT Mexico. That's what AAA is right now. NXT Mexico, right? Kind of. I don't know what it
weirdness.
Is. It is weird. Like WWE bought this ready-made promotion that's been running for years, and they've kept it running, just more WWE-ish, with a lot of their guys showing up and doing more shows. And shows in the States, too. Like, AAA doesn't usually run in Las Vegas, right? The hell is that? That's something else.
I think maybe they did occasional shows in the U.S. I watched a little bit of Triple Mania, but I struggled to get through that Battle Royal that they had, which started the show. So it showed you my interest of AAA. It's rough. I guess it's for people that are really into Lucha Libre. But I have to say, like, just straight up, like, I'd prefer, like, what I see from CMLL, actually. Like, yes, it can be kind of ridiculous, too, don't get me wrong, but I feel it's a lot more action-paced than AAA, which is more show-based, it seems.
I don't watch enough of either to give you a real opinion. I don't have time for that. Come on now.
A lot of wrestling out there.
Too much, brother. Too much. I barely have time for AEW in my life, you know?
I thought Dynamite was pretty good this week. I don't know if you watched Tony Storm against Sky Blue, but
yeah. What the hell? What are they doing? They got staples in their boobs and everything? What is going on?
I think Tony nuts. Did, right?
What are they doing?
Boobs and her butt, too, if I'm not mistaken,
I
Tony.
thought it was her vagina. Her vulva?
Well, at first I think it was the butt, then it was the boobs, and then it was the vag, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. Good God Almighty. Yeah, shocking. The Philadelphia street fight. I mean, if you're going to do it, you got to do it right in Philadelphia. Tony Storm beat Sky Blue, and it was crazy. It was crazy.
She had a nice touch, too. Like, she came out with a kendo stick that was, like, signed by the Sandman, so that was kind of cool. There was nice homages to like a lot of ECW moments they had over the years, and in that match alone, so it was really nice.
Yeah.
And the mousetrap spot too, that was interesting, different. I think it rarely ever happened in ECW, if it ever did.
Well, it's kind of new school. That type of thing. It's more common nowadays than it was back then.
Yeah, and I think that was them to stand out and make, this is the match special on its own little way, and you wouldn't see that then, but you'll see this now kind of thing. And that was a neat little spot thing that they did there with Sky Blue, like getting her finger stuck in it, and then she turned the tables on Tony, which I kind of figured, like, that was Tony's big thing. So, of course, she's going to take it. Didn't break the table, though.
Two major things happened in wrestling this week that made wrestling better. Commentary got better on two shows. Bryan Danielson on commentary on Dynamite makes the show so much better. And Booker T on commentary on SmackDown tonight made that show so much more enjoyable. What was he doing there? Is he there permanently? Can he be there permanently? He's much better than anybody else they have. He's by far my favorite guy on commentary. They need to put him on the main roster. I don't know why he's not on SmackDown every week.
Well, didn't they say last week that going forward, that Michael Cole and Corey Graves are the permanent pairing on SmackDown?
Yeah, and then weren't they not on Raw or SmackDown? Weren't they supposed to do both shows, and then they weren't on either this week?
Corey was on Raw, but Cole wasn't
with Joe
on...
Testato, right?
Right.
But no Cole.
No Cole.
Maybe he went to Saudi.
Possible, but your lead announcer was not on both your two top shows this week.
He must have been in Saudi Arabia.
That's a huge wonder. I mean, you're having your two big shows and you don't have your top announcer? Like, when was JR not on Raw or SmackDown like 1 week?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, but it was better. Booker T is really good. Bryan Danielson made Dynamite way better. Big story coming out of Dynamite is Daniel Garcia joining the Death Riders, the John Moxley evil team. Attacked Darby Allin. He's been beaten down, broken down, and now he has joined John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and I guess Wheeler Yuta. Although I feel like Daniel Garcia just cancels out Wheeler Yuta. Maybe they have Garcia. They don't need a Wheeler anymore. Do you need two Daniel Garcias?
We'll wait and see on how this all pans out. But Garcia did cut a promo, I think. Was it on Collision or Dynamite last week? Where it's like he's kind of sick of the way things were going because he wasn't really winning any matches. So he felt like it was time for things to change, and he had to change, and sold his soul. Seems to be the theme this week.
Father Magic must be mad, right?
Well, I pushed him, if I'm not mistaken, so
yeah.
You could tell things were falling apart.
Poor Father Magic. So Dynamite went down this week. They've got a big show next week as well. Next Saturday is going to be huge for pro wrestling. AEW All Out in the afternoon, and then Wrestlepalooza at night. AEW making some matches official. John Moxley versus Darby Allin in a coffin match. MJF versus Mark Briscoe in a thumbtacks and tables match. What does that mean? Do you have to go through both to beat your opponent? Like, do you have to put your opponent into thumbtacks and through a table to beat him? Is that, like, what's the...
That's a great question. I've never heard that kind of stipulation for a match, or is it just, and this will be ridiculous, thumbtacks and tables are legal?
And no, you can't use a chair.
Well, no, they'll use every other kind of plunder, because, I mean, that's what they always do in every kind of ridiculous match like this. That's what's kind of stupid about it. Like, fine if, like, you work the gimmick, but if you work every other gimmick, what was the point of having this gimmick match? Kind of ridiculous.
Yep.
But they're also in London, Ontario, I think, for Dynamite. They're in Canada the whole week, I think, AEW.
Yeah, the show's in Toronto next week, right? The All Out show. Doing some shows in Canada building up to that, which is always cool. John Moxley, Darby Allin, MJF, Mark Briscoe. Toni Storm will wrestle in a fatal 4-way, defending her women's title against Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, and Tekla. So that's a match that'll happen. Hangman defending the AEW World title against Kyle Fletcher. And the Don Callis family banned from ringside. Don Callis attacked the kid there, Big Justice, the boom guy. The chocolate chip cookie guy, the kid. Don Callis put him in a chokehold on Collision, I'm guessing. It's crazy.
I actually think it may have been Ring of Honor, possibly.
Oh, okay. It was cool either way. Yeah. I just saw the clip. I didn't watch the actual show it was on. But I was like, whoa, look at that. I mean, the kid's 15 or 16. It's fine. But, AEW attacks children on their TV shows or Ring of Honor or whatever. It's good. I like it.
Yeah.
Put them in put them in their place, those little kids. Little fuckers. Get them.
Well, if it happens in Ring of Honor, does it really count? Ronda Rousey was there, but it was a Ring of Honor, so does it really count?
Yeah, it's kind of that tree falling in the woods thing. If nobody hears it, does it even exist? If Ring of Honor does wrestling matches, but nobody sees them, do they make a sound? No, they don't. Hangman Kyle Fletcher should be good. Hangman should win, but that's a fun little match that they can put together. Okada will defend his unified championship in a 3-way against Takeshita and either Mascara Dorada or the Beast Mortos. Whatever.
It's a weird kind of match just to throw in there, but okay, that's happening.
Mercedes Moné defending the TBS title against Riho. Riho's back.
It's awkward how they're pushing this too. How Riho is able to beat up Mercedes, and Mercedes doesn't have an answer for it. It's very awkward. And they got the win, if not mistaken, too. Her and Windsor in that tag match. I mean, Emi Sakura took the pin, but still.
You got to build up Riho.
Well, I don't see her beating Mercedes. That's the thing, too. That's fine. We had the match with Tony and Mercedes, but they are not stopping this whole Mercedes being the champion. If anything, they're just going to give her more titles, I think.
Yeah. Keep her going strong is the move. And you got Edge and Christian teaming up again to take on FTR, which is cool. It's kind of like a dream match of sorts.
It looks like that's what's going down, and
it's official.
Dream match. I hope so.
Matchmaking wise, FTR, kind of a cool tag team, been around for a while, regarded as one of the better tag teams in pro wrestling. Edge and Christian haven't teamed in a long time, but looked at as one of the greatest tag teams of all time. So. Dream match on paper. I mean, who knows what it'll be, but on paper, yeah, come on, man.
Well, the expectations, if you look at the whole card, the expectations is that match is the top match on the whole show.
Yeah.
But again, that comes with a very high bar. So you're expecting a tag team that only had one tag team match so far together in how many years? I'd lower those expectations, to be honest. I expect a good match. I wouldn't expect one of the greatest matches. And I don't know if it'll be the best match you'll see next Saturday.
It's in Toronto. Do you close with that match, or do you close with Hangman defending the world title?
Yeah, I'd actually close with Edge and Christian, to be honest. I don't know about you. I just don't feel Hangman and it's a good match, but it's kind of like what Hangman said to Kyle straight up, hey, you're not ready for this.
Yeah.
You look great.
Yeah.
But that's it. You're not at that level yet.
And nobody's taking it seriously as a big main event or a match where Fletcher could actually win. So I'd make Edge and Christian the main event. Edge and Christian versus FTR in Toronto, main event. Main event.
You almost do a disservice to matches that have to follow that match because the crowd, no matter what, will be into that match. So, yeah, it has to be the main event, I think, that match. And again, surprising it's not for the tag titles. I think the Bucks might get the title shot, I think, the tag titles.
Edge and Christian, two Toronto boys, came up teaming together in the Toronto area. This will probably be the last time they team together in Toronto. Like,
maybe,
but I mean, come on. If not the last time, pretty damn close, John.
Well, last time on pay-per-view, I think it's fair to say on that one.
Yeah.
In Canada. In Toronto.
And against FTR. Like, it's a big match. It's a big match. I would have him close the show. The crowd's going to go nuts for it. And like you said, it'll be really tough to follow. Johnny, speaking of tough to follow, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about how the Yankees beat your Red Sox tonight? We could talk about that a little bit. You know, Yankees won 4-1, beat the Red Sox. Yankees now a game and a half up on the Red Sox for second place in the East.
Still 3 back of the Blue Jays for 1 to
3 back of the Jays. They won tonight again. They always win. It's annoying.
I mean,
they lost 2 out of 3 to the Yankees.
Over. Yankees win.
It was again. It happened hours ago.
Win.
It's always nice to hear. Jays won again tonight. Yankees won. Red Sox lost to the Yankees. Mets lost again. What is that? 7 in a row? They are rough. They are rough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row the Mets have lost. Are they still even in a playoff spot?
If they are, probably barely at this point.
They are barely. The Giants are a game back for the final wild card spot. Giants and Reds both 1 game back of the Mets for the last playoff spot. The Mets are crumbling. Ooh, bad news for the Tigers. Tarek Skubal exited his start tonight after 45 pitches. Bad news for our boy Doug. If Skubal's hurt now, not good. Not good for your playoff chances. Can't be too sanguine about that. Can't be too sanguine.
One step at a time for you, obviously. Like, I mean, I don't know about you. I feel like it's wild card first. Then you got to worry about the later rounds afterwards.
Yeah, well, we'll see what the Yankees do. They beat the Red Sox tonight. Let's see them beat the Red Sox again tomorrow. And then the next
I think tomorrow's a bigger game. Tomorrow's a bigger game because think about it. If the Red Sox win, then that kind of puts the Yankees further back and tied more with the Red Sox no matter what happens. So it's kind of a big game for both teams tomorrow, I think.
If the Yankees lose to the Red Sox tomorrow, they'd still be half a game up on the Red Sox.
Well, half the game is not much.
Yeah, but if the Yankees beat the Red Sox tomorrow, they'd be 2.5 up on the Red Sox, and they might start pushing the Red Sox out of a playoff spot.
That's why tomorrow's a huge game.
Yeah, for the Red Sox.
Game. I think for both teams, because I mean that's a big cushion for the Yankees at this point. And like half a game up when you have to play them again on Sunday, you might be losing that spot pretty soon.
Yeah, Yankees don't seem too concerned. They did pretty well tonight. Who's your second baseman? He sucks. Can't catch a baseball. Hamilton? I don't know what his name is. He's garbage. He's worse than Volpe. Who is that guy?
I gotta give Gil a lot of credit, man.
Hill.
It's a hell of a game.
Luis Hill.
Hell of a game.
Yeah, well, he was a Rookie of the Year last year. He is a beast. He no-hit the Red Sox through 6, and then they decided to take him out because of pitch count. But, like, that still pisses me off. You're no-hitting them. Don't take... Like, they took him out. He pitched 6 innings of no-hit baseball, and they're like, yeah, let's put Cruz in for the 7th. It's like, all right, I get it, but I don't like the mentality. To me, if you're pitching a no-hitter, you stay in until you give up a hit. even if you have to throw 200 pitches. Although that's probably dumb because like you want to preserve this guy, but I just don't like getting taken out of a no-hitter in the 6th inning. How many pitches did he throw tonight?
You check it. I'm sure you have all the stats, no?
I'm checking. Louis Hill? Tonight pitches. Doesn't say pitch count.
Well, you got to be smart. I think it's actually a good idea at this part in the season. Like, you kind of want to conserve all you can right now. You overdo things when you're reaching for that last kind of spot. Like, I wouldn't do it. I don't think they're in that point where it's like they have to really exhaust their players at this point.
No,
of course,
they
if you
don't.
lost
I mean,
the game,
they didn't have to overdo it. I can't find how many pitches he threw tonight.
if you lost the game, though, obviously, then it was a terrible idea.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, if the bullpen was as bad as they were in the first 2 games against Detroit, we may have lost that game. And then, you know, I mean, the Cruz did give up a homer, made it 4-1. But how many pitches did Louis Hill throw tonight? Louis hit 93 pitches. 93 pitches.
It's a different time now in baseball.
Yeah. It is a different time. It's a different time for everything, John. We had a hell of a time Monday night. We went to see the Deftones. We were front row at the Deftones. We saw Chino Moreno. We saw Abe. We saw Stefan. We saw the rest of the band. And they were incredible. The last time I saw them was 25 years ago at the Verdun Auditorium with Incubus and Taproot. And now 25 years later, I saw them at the Bell Center with 2 really good opening bands, Idols and the Barbarians of California. I enjoyed both of them. But the Deftones were just incredible. So good still after all these years. Chino Moreno, the singer, when I saw him last, was like 28 years old, and now he's like 52, and he was still majestic. Still great voice. Incredible. Like, a great show. I had a great time with you, John. It was so fun to go, and, you know, we don't go to concerts together. Never been to a concert with you before. We've known each other for like 20 years. Never gone to any of these things together. So it was cool to do that with you, man. So, yeah. Very fun night at the Bell Center on Monday night, doing something that we don't normally do. I hadn't been to a concert in a couple years at least, 2-3 years maybe. Saw Action Bronson a few years ago, but I hadn't seen any kind of live music in a long time. And to see one of my favorite bands ever, who are still great, still putting out great music. Their new album, Private Music, is great. And their live show is great. So I was thrilled, and the show is good when I'm still, like, days later listening to the Deftones, like, nonstop, because I'm like, yeah, they were so good. I'm still, like, into it. I'm listening to their new album. That song, Infinite Source, is, like, playing nonstop in my head. It's so fucking good. Man, I really, I was happy seeing them. Really happy we went, Sean. I'm happy that I was like, let's go see the Deftones. Happy we did it.
It was quite an awesome night, without question. It was an honor to be there with you. Like, to be VIP like that, to be on the floor like that, like, to be right up close like that. We're as close as you could possibly get. It was incredible. I mean, again, the ears took a bit of a beating, but for the most part, I think they've survived. So it was worth it in the end.
Yeah.
And just what an incredible experience that was. Just amazing. Like, when they played Change, wow, it blew me away.
Yeah. It was beautiful, right?
The
So nice.
perfect moment. Like, everything went dark, and it's like, this is the time to play it, and they played it. Like,
Yeah. Perfect. Crowd was really into them. Packed Bell Center. It was cool to see all the ages, like so many younger people. You know, so many people that weren't even born the last time I saw the Deftones. You know, like they were a very
Crazy.
big band when we were like in high school, you know?
Yep.
Early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, Deftones were huge. They were at their peak. But it seems like they're still riding very high. I don't know if they were at their peak. Because when I saw them in 2000, they played Verdun Auditorium. And now in 2025, they're playing a Bell Center. So maybe they're bigger now than they've ever been? I don't know. I'm surprised, right? I'm surprised. I was surprised at the audience that came to see them, but also like really happy about it. It was really nice.
Yeah. I think you noticed there was a lot of like younger women there. I don't think you were expecting so much.
So many young women there.
Yeah. That demographic, I guess, yeah, it's kind of not what you really expected for Deftones, but I mean,
but it's
I guess
different now
things have
because
changed.
it's like, you know, the people that like that kind of music, it's different. It's not as mainstream as it was, you know, during the like new metal, Limp Bizkit, Korn craze, where the Deftones shows back then were like very aggressive, and the movement and the music and the culture was very aggressive for all those kinds of, you know, very male-centric, aggressive, and Deftones fell into that, those new metal bands. But now, you know, they've always kind of tried to distance themselves from those other bands, you know, in different ways. And now, like, it's so far removed from that time that their fans now are like, it's different. It's like a different type of person that gravitates towards them now. And I found that really interesting. Like, the people that like them now are different than the people that used to like them, but the people that used to like them, a lot of them still like them. Like, you know, I think it speaks to the longevity of the band and how great they are. The fact that I loved seeing them 25 years ago, and seeing them again, I loved it. It was so much fun. And not only that, but my buddy Sandro, who I went to the show with in 2000, I texted him a picture the next day going, yo, look who I saw last night, Chino. And then he goes, I was there too. And he lives in Burlington, Vermont. So he drove over and came to Montreal and stayed the night, I think, just to see the Deftones with his wife. So he was there, and he was on the floor. He wasn't even that far away. Would have been incredible to run into him because he's my buddy from high school that we grew up together, and I haven't seen him in a few years. We keep in touch, but it's hard to see each other. We don't see each other. And yeah, he was at the Deftones show, which I think is so cool that we were both, that we're both still into their music and still go into their concerts, and it just shows you how great they are. That like the fans of the band, the real fans of the band, are going to stick around forever. So as long as they keep touring and they keep making music, I mean, screw it. They don't have to keep making music. They just have to keep touring, because they could just play Adrenaline, Around the Fur, and White Pony songs, and I'll be happy. Very happy. Play more Adrenaline songs, and I'll be extremely happy. I mean, when they played Head Up, it was like, whoa, that set list, too, the amount of songs that they played, incredible.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, maybe they didn't play all the great songs that you'd love to hear, like Bored, but they still played a lot of great songs, though.
They closed with Engine Number 9 and then 7 Words. Like, they crushed it at the end. It was just like, let's give you all the tough ones, all the hardest songs.
And they didn't start light either.
No, they started with, Be Quiet and Drive, and then My Own Summer. Really good.
It's pretty heavy. Like, it's pretty much like that mosh pit was going like pretty much right at the beginning because of those songs easily. But also, I wouldn't change the location we were at too, because we'll be gone in the end. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, you have that souvenir now the rest of your life.
I've got Stefan's pick. I got the guitar player Stefan's pick here on my desk. He sent us this pick, the guitar pick, and yeah, it was cool. Like, I would have liked to have gone a bit in the mosh pit and pushed some people around, but I think I would have felt bad because it was mostly like teen girls, and I'm a grown man with muscles. I think that would have been kind of rough. Like, there were some boys in there that I could have pushed around, but like you looked around at the crowd and you're like, wouldn't be too hard to push everybody around. And I was like, yeah, but you're gigantic. But then I looked at the crowd and I was like, yeah, same for me. Except for you, big man. It'd be a little tough for you. But everybody else, I think we could be all right with, which kind of speaks to the crowd now. It's very young and not jacked like Johnny, you know. But we just kind of stayed in the front because we just had a front row spot that was cool to be at, right? To just kind of see the band right in front of you. Front row, you know. Why would you... It was just, and there was no point where we could I never saw a mosh pit form like right behind us. I think we'd have to go further back, and then we'd lose our front row spot. So it was kind of like a risk-reward thing. I didn't see anything developing, and I was like, well, let's just stay here for a bit longer, and then a bit longer turned into like the whole show. And I was like, well, I enjoyed myself, so that's the most important thing. And I didn't get sweaty, you know? Sometimes you get into those mosh pits, you get into big crowds, and you get very sweaty. But I wore a light jacket the whole time because we're going to be outside afterwards. And people kept their distance from us. People gave us quite a nice amount of space, despite the fact that they were right up against the barricade. I've been right up against the barricade for shows before, and people were pushing up against you a lot. There was a couple times where there was a little bit of pushing, but we just kind of stood there, and that was it. Not a lot of movement.
Well, and again, it worked out in our favor, so that's not a bad thing. But
yeah,
you made a very good point, I think, when there was some crowd surfing, and like you saw like a very small
Super chat.
woman or a girl, like
Super
pretty
chat.
much
Super
almost
chat.
went down before she even got through. So, yeah, that just kind of showed you that the crowd surfing wasn't exactly top quality.
Yeah. You know, people crowd surf. It happens. You've never crowd surfed, John. You've never done it. You've never been up in a crowd and have them toss you around on your back. I've done it. I did it when I was like a kid. When I was like 16, 17, like, you know, we'd go to shows and we would be like, lift me up, dude. And then we would crowd surf. It's kind of fun for a bit until you crash down, and then it's like, whoa. Then you got to find your friends. Like, where am I? Or you make it all the way to the front, and then the security pulls you down, and then you got to go to the side and go back and find your buddies and do it all over again. We saw a few people like repeat crowd surfers, right? Like, because we were right at the front, so you saw the people make it to the front and then get dropped and then go back around. And I saw a few people that I was like, you've been here like 4 times already. This is just what you're doing all day? Which, like, whatever. It's fun. They like it. It is fun. I've done it before. I don't know if I would do it now. I don't know. I'm less trusting of people to hold me, you know? If you did it, it'd be really tough because you're gigantic. They wouldn't be able to hold you. They'd drop you immediately, I think. Too heavy. Too heavy, John. You're too big.
Well, again, someone that looked like they were less than 100 pounds, and it was difficult, so
yeah,
you could understand that kind of, like, environment. Not exactly the best, yeah, for me and all that. But again, like, it worked out the way things did. It was all right. It was fantastic. Like, just amazing atmosphere. Like, I remember you saying it too, like, oh, you should probably get earplugs. I'm like, nah, it's fine. Maybe you were right about that, possibly.
Yeah, I should have worn earplugs, I think, because my hearing wasn't so good for the next couple days. But it's back.
Super chat.
It's back.
Super chat.
So we're good.
Live and learn. Well, again,
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade that experience for anything, because that was definitely one that will always stand out, I think.
Awesome. Well, I'm really glad that you enjoyed it, John. I was super happy to bring you. I could tell you were enjoying it. I looked over at you, big smile on your face. Deftones are playing. I was like, this is great. Really nice. So you deserve it. I'm happy you came with me. Huh?
When they played My Own Summer, Shove It, like, yeah. Like, that was just like, yeah, that's one of the best moments right there.
Yeah.
Just feeling that.
And they're right there doing it. Like, just for you, man. You know what I mean? They're right there.
Oh, they looked directly at us at a couple points. Like
Yeah.
that was pretty amazing, you know.
I mean, you were this
When does that ever
giant,
happen?
jacked guy in a cutoff tee. I think the band noticed you. They're like, who's
Probably.
this guy? He's huge. You were the biggest guy there, and you were right in the front.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
They for sure noticed you, man. How could you not? If I was playing music and I'm standing there for like 45 minutes, an hour and a half, whatever, and there's, crowd, you notice people in the crowd, I think you stood out a little bit because, like, you're tall and
Oh, yeah.
big muscles and you were wearing a cutoff shirt. Like, you stood out. You stood out. I'm sure Chino noticed you.
Oh, yeah. He looked directly at you and me. I remember at one point.
Chino looked at us. Chino
yeah.
looked at us.
We can always say that. And I always think one of the best moments, and you mentioned this too, like how they don't like to play back to school, but people were chanting back to school.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw them, they were smiling about that. They still didn't play back to school. But it was funny that they acknowledged the chant at least. That was good.
I think that they know that it's a popular song of theirs, but it's a song that they don't like, that the record company made them make. And he's like, I heard Chino talk about it once. He's like, we kind of remixed the song Pink Maggot that was on the album, and then the record company wanted us to make something more like, rappy, kind of Limp Bizkit-y, and I was like, I'm gonna show them that it's really easy to write one of these little rappy type chorus verses, and then we'll just stick the chorus on from Pink Maggot and just piece it together. And he was like, this is going to be a dumb song. Like, whatever, you want this? Here's this piece of crap. And then everybody loved it. And they're like, okay. I have seen them perform it, John. Okay? When I saw them in 2000 I think they performed it. Hold on. Deftones, Incubus.
It makes sense. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, the video came out like in '99, back to school. So sounds about right.
Deftones set list, Redon Auditorium, Korea, Fetisera, Around the Fur, My Own Summer, Fist, Root, Lifter, Change, Back to School.
There you go.
Be Quiet and Drive, MX, Digital Bath, Teenager, Knife Party. I wish they played Knife Party. I love that song.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Lotion, Head Up, Bored, 7 Words, Say It Ain't So.
Oh, the Weezer song?
Yeah, they close with Say It Ain't So mixed with 7 Words.
Wow.
Back in 2000. Yeah. Deftones used to play Say It Ain't So live. That was a cover that they would do constantly. They really like Weezer. They're big Weezer fans. And the Deftones cover of Say It Ain't So is so good. I am very happy I got to see Deftones play way back then, because I got to see them do, like, Say It Ain't So. They probably will never play Say It Ain't So live. It used to be like a staple of their concerts, but I don't think they do it anymore. I don't think they've done it for years. And they'll probably never play Back to School again live. I mean, maybe once or twice, but not like as a regular part of their set. So I saw that, but I think the biggest difference between this show and the last show that I saw was that Chi Chang, like their original bassist, who was a really important part of the band, who was an important creative force in the band, he has since passed away. He wasn't at this show, of course. He died several years ago. But when I saw the Deftones in 2000, Chi Chang was still there, still alive, hadn't had the car accident. And he did all the backing vocals, So like he would be saying shove it or the sun, the sun. And like he had this voice, and the guys doing backing vocals this time, I don't even know if they're official members of the band. Like there was that one guy who was like right in front of us who was doing a lot of the backing vocals. I could A, barely hear him, and B, like, I don't know who he is. He's not Chi Chang. Like, Chi Chang was front and center, like playing the bass, screaming. You could hear him. And he and Chino were kind of the driving forces behind that band. So, like, they're still great. Don't get me wrong. I don't, but I feel like the best version of the Deftones was with Chi Cheng. You know, he's original. So I'm really, you know, I'm grateful that I was able to see like the original Deftones lineup with Chi Cheng, because talking to some of these kids in line, you know, like they didn't get to see it. They love the Deftones. They love them, you know? They love them like we love them.
They grew up with it.
Yeah, that's it. They grew up with them.
That's
But that kid we were talking to in front of us in line who was talking to us, he was like, what, 27 years old? Like, he never got to see them in their prime when they were like one of the biggest bands in the world. You know, when Chi Cheng was still alive, when they were still young guys who were like rocking and aggressive and everything. You know, like, I'm happy that I got to see them back then. And I'm really happy that they still have young fans, new fans, and they're still awesome now. Musically, they're incredible. And Chino's voice, the fact that it's held up over all these years is crazy, because the type of singing he does, those high-pitched screams, all that stuff that he does, it's like the fact that his vocal cords haven't fried. Like, you look at Fred Durst, like, he can barely speak when he's, you know, like his, like, he can't do any of that anymore. He can't scream. Like, you see Limp Bizkit perform now, and they seem limp. Like, just kind of... They used to be very aggressive, very, like, heavy in concert, and, like, he would scream. But he can't do that anymore. But Chino, who, you know, it sounds strenuous, some of that stuff he does on the vocal cords, but he's still, like, got a great voice. Chino Moreno. The best. I love him. What a charismatic guy. What a front man.
Well, also, you've seen original Deftones, and you saw original Slipknot too, didn't you?
Yeah. Original,
Something.
when they were touring off their first album. Wait and Bleed, Spit It Out, all those cool songs. Purity.
Like original band too, because like, yeah, I think at least one or two members have passed away, sadly.
Yeah. I don't know who's still in System of a Down, but I saw the original System of a Down too, because I saw them when they were touring for their first album, when they were completely unknown, where they were the first act for Limp Bizkit. Serge Tankian coming out in like a big robe, looked like a fucking priest demon guy. It was very cool. I remember the first time I saw System of a Down, I had never heard System of a Down. They were brand new. And I saw them live, and I was like, holy shit, these guys are good. I think I went out and bought their CD like the next day.
Wow.
Yeah. Like their self-titled CD with the hand there. I had that shit early. We were on all these bands early because we'd go to all the shows and we'd see them play and be like, oh my God. You know, it's like Limp Bizkit. What was that show? I think it was Method Man and Redman. System of a Down opened. Then it was Method Man and Redman. Then it was Limp Bizkit. It was at the Bell Center, I want to say 99? 98 maybe? I think it was 99.
The Anger Management Tour or something like that?
No, before that. I was at the Anger Management Tour too, but that was with Eminem.
Okay.
Let me see.
Your
Limp
vast history here.
Bizkit Bell Center. Oh my God, what? No. Is Limp Bizkit playing at the Bell Center?
Probably.
Soon?
Yeah, I could see that happening. I mean, Korn's playing like soon, aren't they? So yeah, Limp Bizkit should be playing soon. Makes sense.
Limp Bizkit, November 1999. Billionaire Pirates Tour. Was that it? That must have been it. November 1999 sounds about right.
If it was after Survivor Series, it makes sense.
And Together Now with Method Man and Redman. They were there.
There you go.
Yeah. So that was the first concert I ever went to. System of a Down was like the first. System of a Down was the first live band I ever saw.
That's amazing. And you saw Break Stuff live? That must have been insane.
Yeah. 1999, does that make sense? Yeah, I was like 14. 15. Just turned 15 in 99. Right? No, 14. Did I just turn 14? Holy shit. Yeah. Wow. Right? Yeah.
I hope you know your own birthday. So yeah.
It's hard to do the math. But no, I had just turned 14 like a month before, and I saw Limp Bizkit at my first concert. System of a Down was the first band I saw. Pretty cool, man. It was cool. And I remember being a 14-year-old boy going, "These guys are amazing." Yeah. So there was a good time in music, 99, 2000, 2001. A lot of those bands that I saw when I was a little boy are still going.
Some not the way they used to, but they try at least. Like, I'm sure the Limp Bizkit concert is not going to be the same kind of concert that you saw back then, for sure.
Yeah, the Limp Bizkit's not coming here. They don't have a date here.
That's too bad.
Well, Korn is coming here like September 20th.
The next Saturday.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'd go see Limp Bizkit again. Like I said, I've seen them, like videos of them perform live, and it's not the same. You see Deftones perform live, it's the same as they were in 2000. Just as good. Shout out Angelo dropping a super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you for everybody supporting the Ringside Report Network. Thank you for keeping us going strong. Thank you for helping us buy tickets to see the Deftones. You know what I mean? Keeping us going. Thank you. Thank you to Harold Schneider dropping the 5 membership gift tonight. Welcoming in CSL Lorne, Jason Sills, Silent by Deadly, Franco316, Ryan Katz. Thank you, Harold Schneider. Thank you, Angelo Contagonis. Thank you, Leor. And everybody supporting over at join.ringsidereport.net and membership.ringsidereport.net. We will be back here next Friday to preview Wrestlepalooza and AEW's All Out. And then, are we doing a post-show for Palooza? I don't know. Oh, you won't even be back here. You're doing some other stuff next Friday. But I'll be back here next Friday. And then maybe we'll do a Wrestlepalooza post-show on a Wrestlepalooza night? Maybe? Probably. I'd say yeah. What do you think? Yeah, maybe?
But you're right.
Okay, well,
Maybe.
We'll tell you next week. All right? Don't worry about it. I hadn't even given it much thought. But I figure, yeah, it's a Saturday night. I'm probably able to do that. UFC doesn't have a pay-per-view that night, do they? When's the next UFC pay-per-view? Oh, no, that's like October. They don't have one till October 11th, I think. So, Wrestlepalooza, probably next Saturday. Okay, I'll be back Thursday night with Fred and AJ, Councilman AJ, to discuss everything. It's happening. It's all
minutes.
Vote for AJ. AJ will win. He will be a city councilor. We will make it happen. We must make it happen. Vote.
Oh, future, right?
Vote D'Alessio. D'Alessio for city council. That's the most important thing. Okay? Most important thing, most important message I want to leave you with is vote Anthony Jr. D'Alessio to the city council of NDG. It is the most important thing that we can do in 2025. It's the most important thing we can do. We must get him elected. It will be the greatest thing to ever happen to the Ringside Report Network. The greatest. AJ, elected official, it would make my year. It would make everybody's year. Angelo would love it. Angelo, come on, man. Could you imagine? AJ as a city councilman in NDG. It would be unbelievable. Let's make it happen. Vote AJ. AJ 2025. AJ for the future. Future Montreal. Future of AJ. Future of the world. We'll talk to you again real soon. Go Yankees! Here on the Ringside Report Network.
Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word.
You know the drill. Hit that subscribe button. Flip those notification switches.
We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringside